Welcome everyone to the video. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy this content as the video goes on, be sure to throw a like and a comment in this video as well. So we're gonna jump right into it. As you see by the title, reverse dieting. I've been talking about lately why reverse dieting is so important and why I do it myself. We're gonna jump into 6 key reasons why you need to reverse diet, how you reverse diet, and why I choose to reverse diet myself. First thing I will say about reverse dieting, yes, this is a Rice Krispie, is that if this is your very, very first time and you've never done a reverse diet before, and even if you've completed many shows or whatnot, I highly suggest that you guys hire professional accountability, meaning a coach, because if you've never done it before, you obviously don't know how hard it is. Just like a contest prep, you really don't know what to expect when you hit like a plateau or you get out of control, whatever. Definitely hire a coach. Okay, I know what you're thinking. What is reverse dieting? I'm getting to that. So think about it like this. A diet is incrementally decreasing and restricting the amount of calories that you eat on a daily basis in order to lose weight, right? A reverse diet is the reverse of that. So you're doing the complete opposite, but instead of incrementally decreasing the amount of calories that you eat to slowly lose weight, you're incrementally increasing the amount of calories that you eat to slowly gain weight and also minimize body fat. All right, so the first things to talk about obviously are the reasons why you reverse diet and why it's necessary to reverse diet. And I have 6 reasons in this video that kind of explain my opinions why you should, according to scientific databases, researches, self-experimentation, experimentation with clients and everything, right? So the first reason to reverse diet is very simple: to reestablish your metabolism after an extended period of caloric deficit. And what that means is, if you've been in a diet for an extended period of time, let's say like 16, 20 weeks, typically when I diet down, it's like for at least 20 to 30 weeks. And think about this, right? If you've been in a diet for 16 to 20 weeks, you know, when you first started your diet, you were very high calories, and then at the very, very low end of the spectrum, when you're finished with your prep, typically you're very, very low in calories. You know, in order to, when people compete, in order to really, really dive down and get to a very, very low percentage of body fat, you have to be at really, really low calories. And so with the reverse diet, it's to kind of bring it back very, very slowly, gradually but surely, to bring it back to your normal metabolism and to reestablish everything from a normal standpoint. Okay, so the second example is actually something that a lot of people struggle with, right? So it's a very misconstrued type of way. So a lot of people always ask you and wonder when they're, you know, dieting, bulking, whatever, they're trying to figure out the maintenance, right? With reverse diet, why it's so amazing is that you control how many calories you eat on a daily basis, right? So you're increasing incrementally and you gauge it upon your weight loss, weight gain, whatever. And the beautiful thing about this is that over time, once you've done it for an extended period of time and you're controlling your numbers, you get to figure out exactly where your maintenance is, what you need to do in order to gain / lose weight, and that's the greatest thing. But most people, in comparison to that, they have to kind of estimate, right? So they go on Google or they go whatever, and they try to find a maintenance calculator to try to estimate their daily maintenance intake, right? So everyone's different. Like if you take 2 examples, right? Let's just say me. My specs are 5'9", 153 pounds, 27 years old, Asian and male, right? If you took the exact same specifications for another person, right? key, exact same specifications, we as two people will not have the same maintenance alike. So we're going to be exactly different, even though our specifications are the same. So if you took our specifications and you try to find it on Google or YouTube or whatever, we're going to have different maintenances, just because every single person is different. Their daily food intake, everything, physical level, everything is all different. So every single person is different, and this is a great way to find exactly where you're supposed to be at in terms of maintenance. Okay, so the next reason, which is the third reason, is that you can set yourself up for a successful cut, successful bulk. Obviously the third reason complements the second reason perfectly well, and the reason for this is if you're able to find out what your exact maintenance calories is, you can play around exactly where it needs to be. So you can incrementally drop at the proper amount instead of dropping too fast, which a lot of people have problems with. That's like one of the main reasons why people hire a coach, is because when they go into a deficit, they drop calories too quick. And then, you know, in the first maybe 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even 5 weeks, they drop a very, very good amount of weight. They hit a plateau and they have no idea what to do. So most people fall off after that. Same goes for bulk. Some people do it too fast, too soon, and that's how you gain XX fat. So finding out what your maintenance is so key, because if you're able to exactly know what your numbers are, that's the best way to do things. Okay, so the fourth benefit to reverse dieting and why you should do it is that you're able to eat more food, lower body fat, and you get to enjoy the hormonal gains and the performance benefits that comes along with it, meaning stronger, bigger, faster. If you keep at it, see, your body's like a system, right? Whatever you feed it in a consistent basis, it learns to adapt, okay? So as you incrementally increase calories, your body is able to sustain that, and at a point, your hormones will regulate. They're gonna feel better than ever once you have moved past everything, and the strength gains that I have been facing along with all of my clients, the performance benefit, you just feel better and you're able to perform better. So hormonal performance benefits, absolutely vital. Speaking of caloric intake, what you got for me, baby?
Food.
What is it?
Some shrimp, some vegetables, some that's turmeric with cabbage, and then some quinoa.
Quinoa, and of course
salmon.
Salmon. Nice. All right, so the meal is some grilled shrimp, some cabbage with turmeric, some cheese, quinoa, and some grilled vegetables. So the next reason is a very, very common one. Probably one of the most common reasons as regards to why people reverse diet, and that is weight loss, or weight gain and fat gain. So with reverse dieting, the reason behind this and why it's done so incrementally and gradually is because you want to limit the amount of fat gain possible / weight gain, right? I would say the average pace of like a reverse diet is to gain about 0.75 pounds and a 1 pound maximum per month for your reverse diet. So there comes a point where you know, you're gonna reach a certain amount of calories, and then you know, your body can only go so much to not gain weight, right? So let's just say right now I am 17 weeks in, which I am. I'm 17 weeks in and I've gained 3.5 pounds, but I know that at this point, which I'm eating around 375 carbs, my body is starting to gain weight slowly, but I know that if I keep increasing, let's just say that 450 pounds or so, my weight gain will increase. The weight gain pace will increase. And so, you know, there does come a point in time where you do have to realize that there's only a certain amount of calories that you can put into your diet without gaining too much weight too soon. And that is how you can kind of tell where the end of your reverse diet is. So a lot of people actually ask me that. It's like, hey, you know, how can I, or what can I do to know when the end of my reverse diet is? There's obviously two reasons. One being the weight gain, if it's like too fast from the end of your reverse diet, or if you, you know, you pick a certain point in ending. So most people want to consume like 400 grams of carbs. You know, we'll gauge it to 400, we'll get to that point, and then you can kind of tell yourself, okay, whether you want to eat more or less or whatever, right? So that's it. Fat gain at a minimal, I would definitely say that I gained maybe around 2% body fat, if that. And I'm very, very happy, man. With the way I look, guys, I'm full. I'm still very vascular. I'm veiny as hell when it's warm and when I'm working out, when I have a pump. And I just love the way I look. I still have my abs, and I'm eating a ton of food a day. And on top of that, like on the weekends, you know, and here's gonna be a picture of like how I look right now, but on top of that, like I eat out like once or twice a week. And when I eat out on those days, I don't track at all. So I have untracked days where I eat about like sometimes 600-700 carbs and about 100 grams of fat. So it's a very, very different way to target it. But, you know, ultimately, you know, if you're doing this for the long run, I would definitely say like me gaining about 0.75 pounds a month is like the perfect pace, because you know deep down inside that is the quality way to build muscle and not just gain weight as a whole number. Snacking on my 1UP Nutrition strawberry cream bar. If you guys haven't already tried these are absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna go through the last but not least factor or reasoning, and that is actually the most surprising reason. And reverse dieting also has another great benefit to it, and that is to help you break through a weight loss plateau. It's very, very surprising, right? So if a person has been dieting for a very, very extended period of time, and you know, obviously the surplus is, or the deficit is very, very low, or very, very large amount of caloric deficit, a person's body starts to kind of fight back and refuses to lose weight. And that is how a lot of people kind of get a plateau, and they kind of, if they're not, you know, with a coach, they'll kind of quit on themselves, because it's very discouraging that if you're doing it by yourself, you don't have that professional accountability, that you give up. It's easy, right? But that is a really, really big effect of when people do prep themselves in the beginning, or they do, you know, they do their diet in the beginning, that they drop calories way too fast. Because essentially, if you drop calories too fast, what's going to happen is that, you know, if you lose weight very, very fast in the beginning, it's going to start to catch up to you. It'll start to slow down eventually. That's always part of the process. But in order to keep losing weight, most people have the tendency of continuing to drop calories. And if they're not losing weight, they're going to increase cardio even more. So now you have a combination of things. You have a combination of too low in calories and burning way too many calories with the cardio. And I know, you know, from the standpoint of science, like the larger amount of deficit you're in, the more weight you're supposed to lose. Yes, that makes sense from that standpoint, but your body is very strange in that aspect. It actually starts to fight back. So reverse dieting has its perks of losing weight gaining muscle. It has an all-around amazing factor that can help you in all different aspects. So these 6 factors, there's obviously way more, but I know that if you guys haven't tried reverse dieting, you're facing a weight loss plateau, you need a professional accountability, guys, from any standpoint, because it can help you for the long run. You know, I know in the beginning, everyone always thinks about like the upfront cost. They don't want to hire people because it's not in their budget, but you guys have to know that if you spend 20, 30 weeks by yourself trying to do your own thing and you mess up and you rebound or whatever, or you hire the wrong coach that doesn't teach you about the whole process, you essentially wasted all that time and money in doing everything that did not work, because now you just came back on the process of reversing everything. You literally gained back weight way faster than you lost it. On top of that, your metabolism is even lower, and you wasted all that time and money that you invested in that whole process. So guys, it's very, very important that you do it the right way. You know, speaking from a coach myself, and not only that, but also the times that I've messed up myself, reverse dieting has been so important to everything for me. And guys, I could not be happier with all of the process. I've gained 3.5 pounds in a 17-week process, and it's been absolutely amazing. So now for the question of the day, obviously, is how? How do you reverse diet? How do you know when to reverse diet? How? Just the whole question, right? I'm supposed to speak secret here, and I'm gonna be as transparent as possible with this to kind of teach you guys on like how to reverse diet, because a lot of people, you know, they don't have the money to hire someone, nor there's just a number of factors, right? So if this is you, then I'm going to teach you how to. So the first thing to do is, and obviously I had this all written down in my notes because there's so much to talk about, but the first thing to do is to plan. So what you need to assess is when you finish your reverse diet, or finish your contest prep, or finish your lifestyle diet, whatever it is, assess that, how many macros you have pre-peak week. So a lot of people, you know, when they reverse diet, they want to start on as high macros as possible with the reverse diet, right? So obviously with your peak week, your macros are a lot higher than your previous week before that, because peak week you start increasing carbs, however you did it, right? So what you do is you pretty much you go to the calories a week before your peak week, and that's where you start. So let's say, you know, your week before peak week, your macros are like 50 fat, 100 carbs, and 160 protein, right? You start there. Start back your reverse diet. Start your reverse diet from that standpoint, and from there you incrementally increase. How do you increase? Here we go. So what I typically do is, and this is just me, this is how I plan it. There's no scientific way to start your reverse diet and by how much, but typically what I do is, most people will probably be eating too much protein, but I go 1.1 to 1.2 times my lean body mass for my protein, and I leave it there pretty much the whole entire time of my reverse diet. And I don't increase my fats yet, so I will increase my carbs ever so slightly every 3 to 5 days. So and that's tricky too, because if you increase too quick, then you'll gain weight too fast. So, you know, every 3 to 5 days I'll assess how I look in the mirror, how the scale is moving, and the scale is very, very important in this aspect, because that is the ultimate determination of your consistent progress. So obviously use the same scale so that every single day you're getting the same weight or the same progress, right? Because every scale is different. So assess your body fat and your body composition weekly. Every single week you need to take averages, take, you know, pictures, and kind of assess from there. Sometimes you increase and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you leave it the same. So let's say on 100 carbs, right? Every 3 to 5 days, if I am at you know, let's just say I started at 100 carbs. If I increase by like 20 grams of carbs in 3 to 5 days, and my average went up like a pound already, a pound from my initial setup, then I already know I'm going too fast. So what I'll do is I'll actually keep it the same, maybe like every 3 to 5 days, and then I'll assess it from there again. So like I said, the typical pace is about 3/4 of a pound per month. And that's as far as you want to go. You don't want to go too much, because anything after that is kind of excessive. Because this window that you have, post-contest, prep, post-diet, everything, is the most sensitive window ever. And it's very, very sustainable, or it's very, very sensitive to weight gain like that, because your hormones are all over the place. So you need to take it very, very slowly. So the next thing is to cardio, right? You're addressing your cardio to the point where you want to slowly taper off. So it's always a calories in versus calories out game, right? So if you're decreasing your cardio too fast, like let's just say you were doing 6 to 7 sessions a week at like 500 to 600 calories each, you know, 500 calories times 5 is 2,500 calories that you are burning every single week. If you just completely cut that out and you start increasing calories, of course you're going to gain weight fast. So you have to gauge it upon that. Like for me, I was very, very lucky that after the first week I stopped doing cardio. But then again, I was only doing like 3 sessions a week, and it wasn't even that many calories. It was like 25 minutes per session. I just upped the intensity of my workouts to kind of make up for that. And I was also gauging it upon my body weight as well. So gauge it upon that. And I would say once you've reached a certain amount of carbs, maybe you know, let's just say 300, right? From 100, you're up to 300, and it's been like 8 weeks or 7 weeks or whatever, 300 carbs a day. You can start to increase your fats. You know, obviously fats are very, very optimal as well for hormones and regulation of the body, because your body needs fats. But start to increase your fats, but obviously it's a lot more gradual because the fats are a lower number. And so I typically increase like 5 grams of fat every 2 weeks or so. And you know, I give myself like a set, in the beginning, like a set number of macros that I want to hit at the end of my reverse diet, and gauge it upon there from the progress. So that's typically how I do, pretty much like how I do my reverse diet. It's actually really, really simple. It's just, it sounds simple, but the whole process is very difficult, especially if you don't have the accountability to do it, like someone else to depend on, or you to depend on someone else, because it's like you don't have a time frame. You don't have a physical tangible result, right? So for your abs, like when you're dieting, like your goal is your abs. Like you want to get shredded. So every single day you're seeing a physical change. If it's not in the body, if it's not in the mirror, then it's on the scale, you know? And even if you don't see it daily, you see it weekly. Like there's a weekly trend of downpour of weight. But with reverse diet, why it's so difficult is because you can now go out and enjoy yourself. And reverse diet is so slow and gradual that you don't see physical tangible results every single day. So people get impatient, and that's the problem with it, is that people are like, okay, you know, I can go out for one day, I can enjoy this whole day and have untracked, and I'll be fine. And one day turns into 2, turns into 4, turns into a week, and then all of a sudden you've quit your reverse dieting. And that's like a case that's so common, because people think that they can do reverse diet themselves when they're very, very inexperienced. And that's the difference between inexperienced and experienced people. So highly recommend professional accountability. One last thing that I would like to tell you guys is that there comes a point in your reverse diet where you need to stop. Okay, so people ask a common question also is, how do I know when my reverse diet's over and I can transition into my lean bulk, right? Lean bulk is obviously the key words. there comes a point where your body can only take so many calories a day before it starts gaining weight. Even though you've reverse dieted, and let's just say my goal is like 500 grams of carbs a day. If I'm getting to a point where I'm at 400 grams of carbs a day and I'm starting to gain weight faster than I ever was in the whole process, then I know it's okay. Like now I need to kind of assess, maybe I should stop here so I can stop gaining weight so quickly. So your body can only eat so much before it, you know, because you gotta be realistic, right? If you're like 150 pounds like me, you can't eat 700 carbs a day and not gain weight. That's impossible. I don't care how fast your metabolism is. If you're consistently eating 2,800 calories in just carbs, you're going to gain weight. So that is pretty much how you know to end. You gauge it upon your own goals. Like my goal is to have 400 carbs and I don't care for more than that anymore on a daily basis. And then on the weekends, I'll kind of have my untracked days and, you know, it'll kind of balance out after that. So that's how I gain it. It's realistic with your goals, not to gain weight too fast. So I'm currently eating about 375 carbs a day and I feel absolutely amazing. My cardio is very, very minimal. I just do maybe one session a week just to stay in shape, because I still, obviously I do high intensity cardio too, with a lot of supersets and then maybe some circuits here and there, and just have fun with it, right? Because at the end of the day, like you still want to be able to perform and not just eat a crap ton of food and lift weights and not be able to do anything, right? So that's pretty much how I handle my entire reverse diet. This is, you know, this is purely my opinion, based off of, you know, experimental evidence, some scientific evidence, you know, just my own thing, because at the end of the day, man, like science proves a lot, right? But every single person is so different that different things are receptive to them. Like some people go to the point where they're increasing on the reverse diet every, you know, 3% of total like calorie intake every like week or two, you know? So that is what pretty much science will tell you to do with reverse dieting, but you have to do trial and error. Every single person is different. So learn it on your own. You know, obviously if you ever need a professional accountability, like, you know, you can apply on my website, hoangfit.com. And I love reverse dieting. I love the whole process. Every single client that I've ever worked with reverse dieting, they have loved it too. And everyone tells me they would never ever do the dirty bulk thing ever again, because this is the best thing ever. And so yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know it's a little bit lengthy, but if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys enjoy this kind of video, and we'll kind of make more. So peace out, guys, and I will talk to you in the next video. I know I said I would end the video, but I wanted to throw something in there, a very, very last benefit of reverse dieting. I thought this is the most important aspect, but I didn't even talk about it. So reverse dieting, if you have had a successful reverse diet, or if you do have a successful reverse diet, the main thing that you will really get from it is mindset, right? This is the most important aspect of reverse dieting, and that is being able to transition out of the reversed or the diet mindset. So, you know, you either have one or two things. You either have your bulking phase, or you either have your dieting phase. There's, you know, or maintaining, whatever, right? But with reverse dieting, what's so amazing is that, you know, you've built a substantial amount of calories on your frame with minimal fat gain. And the greatest thing about this is that now you have the ability to control your appetite. You have done what 99% of competitors cannot do. So what this does is all the calories that you eat every single day, you're able to now have the mindset of not overeating per se, because you're not in a constant state of bulking, mini cut, bulking, mini cut, dirty bulk, mini cut, dirty bulk, mini cut, right? Essentially what yo-yo dieting truly is, and you're past that now. That is the most important aspect of getting through all of this and why you reverse diet in the first place, right? Aside from the fat gain perspective. But in correlation with everything, why this is so important is because it builds a healthy relationship with your body, your mind, food, everything, literally everything, man. It's a healthy relationship, and that is the key to not having pre-symptoms or even diving into the symptoms of eating disorders. So body dysmorphia is so big in our industry, man, and that's why it's so crucial to be able to move past this phase in your life, because you want to choose one or the other. You want to choose a sustainable lifestyle with bulking or cutting, and reverse dieting is literally the key to all of it, man. And that's why I'm so adamant on talking about this kind of principle. But I hope you all enjoyed. I'm officially ending the video here, but I hope you all enjoyed everything. Please, please, please don't forget to leave a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And leave a comment in the comment section below on another video you guys would like to see, or another topic you would like to learn about. So see you guys in the next one.